Good morning. Well, here we are. Beautiful Beethoven as usual. I'll turn him off in a sec. Right, the subject today is wriggly worms. As in, government ministers, and breaking the law is legal. Or at least if we do it, then why shouldn't everyone else? The question of Northern Ireland and stuff to do with Brexit, basically, is the issue. And apparently, it's perfectly legal to break the law, so England says. And the top legal beagle resigned over this, believe it or not. So Matt Hancock, who I just listened to on Radio 4, he's the health secretary, was wriggling and squirming on the end of a fork prodded by the Today programme, one of the presenters on the Today programme. So wriggly, squiggly, wiggly worms. It's legal to be illegal, depending to which government minister you listen to at the time. Headless chickens come to mind. A tea party in a tea factory, or a piss up in a brewery. I'm not quite sure which. They couldn't organise either. The problem is, it's my country, and I can't jolly well fix it either. I've just got to listen to them behaving badly. So Alec Douglas Hume, I didn't actually meet him properly, as it were. I didn't speak to him, but I did see him when I was young. He was a Highland Scot, proper gentleman with his own estates and so on. So he was trying to do for the good of the country, for the country, which is a fine job. And they knew they couldn't pull a fast one past him. So Alec Douglas Hume, after the Second World War, a Highland Scottish gentleman. The current lot are just a shower. I actually did know Tony Benn. I've met him and spoken with him, etc. So I actually worked with Tony Benn. He tried to work within the government, especially on the arms trade and things relating to that. We manufacture, Britain, United Kingdom, England, the arms that are sold to Saudi Arabia to kill more effectively the people in Yemen. Mark Thatcher, Mrs. Thatcher's son, became really rather wealthy through backhanders from the Saudis. That, I think, is a well-established fact. It's awful. Well, at the very least, I can recognise these things. I'm still not so blinded by their obfuscations. This current pack of the shower who's running this country. Mr. Boris Johnson, shagging some bird in number 10, unmarried, producing a child out of wedlock when he's already got a wife, with 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 other children, however many it actually is. Well, that's pretty jolly awful too, actually, and quite frankly, none of my business, of course. Until the fella becomes Prime Minister, setting himself up as someone in authority to be a good egg. Well, he clearly is not a good egg, Mr. Boris Johnson. Now, one of the beauties of this country in which I live, England, is that I'm not going to be killed for what I've just said. The thought police are not going to come round and take me away. If I said this sort of stuff in China, for instance, my feet wouldn't touch the ground. And the other biggie is we've got fresh, clean drinking water. So freedom of speech is what I'm saying. We've got a medical health system. There's another one. People are flocking here, swimming the channel just to get here. We've got a social health system, security system, social security system, and the medical, obviously, the national health. Free at the point of access. Mind you, even that they're talking about, you've got to telephone in now or something. Before you I've got a broken leg, excuse me, help, help. I've got a broken leg, excuse me, help, help. I've got a broken leg. May I come to A&E, please? I'd like to book an appointment. Oh, sorry, not today. Oh, all right then. I'll just sit around with my broken leg for a while. Brilliant. Ha. The place is falling apart. Mind you, curiously, I was actually physically in Peru last year, in June in fact, well, May, June time, for 7 weeks. I think I left on the 1st of May actually, Wednesday the 1st of May. I was there for 7 weeks. I came back on the 19th, Thursday the 19th of June. Among other interests, I mean, they have faith over there, but their deaths per million are at 900 and something, which is virtually one of the worst in the world. So I am rather grateful I'm not stuck in Peru. Apart from hablo non español, at least in England, they do actually speak it in English as a rule. And our police in general are not armed, they are over there. Yes, there are armed officers around, I'm aware of that. But it's rubbish. I mean, it just I was listening to the litany of U-turns this government has performed, this current government with its 80-seat majority. I think that's correct. I mean, one U-turn would be a problem, but I think there are a dozen, over 12 now, complete screeching U-turns. I can smell the rubber from here, burning down in Westminster. But where else to go? That's the problem. For me personally, I've got the resources. I could just bog off, but well, do you want to get stuck on a plane and then can't get back, and I don't know, etc. So no is the answer. Anyway, Wriggly Squiggly Worms, it was just pathetic. I've just listened to it. It's after 8 on the Radio 4 programme. They do a sort of in-depth interview of Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, a senior government minister, just wriggling and squirming at every turn, trying to justify Britain, United Kingdom, as I think of it, the dis-United Kingdom, breaking the law. Well, what sort of signal is that sending to us lot, the ordinary citoyen? You know, I mean, because there's certain slightly, you know, we've got 7 people at our gathering instead of 6, etc., etc. Why should us lot, the peeps, the people, obey the letter of the law to the nth degree when the actual country in which we live is breaking. We're going to get the black and white actual written stuff pretty soon, is actually planning to break international law. Brilliant. So, and she kept on. It's one of the lady interviewers, whose name I'm afraid I just can't think of at the moment, but on Radio 4, they're very good. And she wouldn't let him go. He wriggled and squiggled and wiggled like a wriggly wiggly worm. Amen. Brilliant. Good. At least we still have journalists to show them up for what they are. Here we go. See what Beethoven's got to say. Something beautiful. This is the Seventh Symphony, conducted by Karajan. With any luck.